Welcome to the Solid Signal podcast for the week of April 20th, 2015. For all of my friends and listeners in Colorado, Alaska, and other jurisdictions where marijuana is legal to possess and use, happy 420 day. The Solid Signal blog does not advocate any illegal use of any pharmaceuticals, but for those of you who are in places where it's legal, knock yourself out. At any rate, the title of this week's podcast is called Sink or Swim, and this is a bit of a public service for those DirecTV customers who are also DIYers, because at solidsignal.com we will be happy to sell you the parts that you need without any sort of preaching or advice. If you know exactly what you want, then you just buy it, and honestly, everybody's happy that way. But I do feel like the time has come to give perhaps a bit of public service and a bit of advice from your friendly installer as far as what you maybe want to be doing to future-proof your system. DirecTV has been using SWiM technology as the default for about 6 years now, and it just works. It's extremely reliable. It's been very popular. It's allowed people to take advantage of pre-wired homes and RVs in ways that they never could before. It's allowed for Genie technology, which gives you 5 tuners on a single wire. And look, honestly, there's very little downside to SWiM technology except the fact that a lot of folks are still out there with those round 18-inch dishes or older 3 L&B dishes, and they're not taking advantage of SWiM technology because they don't have to. My friends, it looks like the writing is on the wall for DirecTV receivers that can work without SWiM technology. Currently, DirecTV only offers the D12 standard definition receiver as a replacement for other standard definition receivers, and will sometimes let you have the H24 standard definition receiver, which both of those will work in a non-SWiM environment. They will also let you have the HR24 DVR, which will work in a non-SWiM environment, but I want to tell you that looking forward, it's going to be SWiM or nothing at all. That means if you don't have a SWiM module and you get a replacement receiver, you're going to have to do that wiring right then and there before you can swap in that new receiver. And that may not be what you want, especially if you're getting ready for a tailgate party, for example, and you just want everything to work. For a fixed installation like a home, the best thing to do for most folks is to use a slimline dish with a SWiM-enabled LNB head, of course available at solidsignal.com. This dish is going to give you the ability to run up to 8 tuners from a single dish, and it's going to just replace what you've got. But this dish does take quite a bit of aiming, and if you don't need standard definition, then it can be kind of a pain in the neck. If you're, for example, a trucker or RVer who just wants to put up that standard definition satellite dish in the evening and watch a little television as quickly as possible. However, I do want to tell you that there are options. You can actually hook an external SWiM module to one of those round dishes. It's actually real easy. You take the 2 wires from the dish, you connect it into the 2 leftmost ports on the SWiM module. It can be a SWiM 8 or SWiM 16 module, power the SWiM module, and that's it. It's more or less a plug-and-play upgrade to the system that you have now. You just need to have access to both of those wires. It will not work with just a single wire coming out of that 18-inch LNB. For bars and restaurants that are still not using SWiM technology, and I have to kind of wonder how many there are out there, this may be a little bit more complicated upgrade because you might end up having to change wiring out. But my friends, you're going to need to do it. You're going to need to do it sooner than later. And it's best to get it done before the final time comes when you get that replacement receiver right in the middle of the playoffs for whatever sport it is, and then you find out you can't use it. Call your friends over at Solid Signal at 877-312-4547. We'll get everything that you need installed as economically as possible, and you'll be set, you'll be future-proof, and most importantly, you won't have those problems on Sunday when you can't reach anybody else.